What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here in today's video, I will be breaking down and doing a report on G.G. Jackson, forward from South Carolina. Very young guy. He's actually one of the youngest players in the NBA draft this year. He reclassed ahead to go to South Carolina as he was committed to North Carolina before reclassifying. But before I jump into the video, if you guys don't mind subscribing, liking, and commenting on this video, once the video's over, just comment kind of your thoughts on the video and then subscribe to see some more videos just like this. And a like is always appreciated. Now, jumping into his report. For his strengths, I would say can create his own shot, his ball handling, his athleticism, and there's a ton of upside with him defensively. The first two go together. He's got a great dribble game, and it opens up his shot for him. You don't usually see that with people his size and athleticism at that age, but a lot of his buckets were off the dribble. He didn't really play with many talented players at South Carolina, one of the worst teams in the SEC, but he showed really good ability to create his own shot with the dribble, and in games showed glimpses of what everybody thought he could be when he was that top recruit in the 2023 class, before reclassifying ahead to get to college earlier. He also showed some ability spot up shooting, but he was a better shooter than he showed at South Carolina. Like I said, early on, he had some struggles at South Carolina, and throughout the year, kind of didn't go that great for him as well as maybe he thought, and that could be a reason that he's dropping in this draft. But I still think he can be a star in the NBA, and anybody with a second round pick should be willing to take a risk on him. I think if he can fall to the second round, skipping him would be a mistake. I still project him to go a little bit later in the first round, but even there, you could be getting a star. Like I said, really good upside defensively. Can guard at the 3-point line. He has good mobility and lateral moving. And he's an underrated finisher at the basket with his length, finishes above the rim, can get there. Like I said, his dribbling is very talented, and I don't think it gets enough credit for what he can do at his size and how much kind of growth there is for his game. Now, jumping to his weaknesses, he's raw and he needs to improve as a passer. Like I said earlier, he's a little bit raw, but it's not always a major weakness. But he's going to have to tune up in all areas, which should help working with an NBA training staff. His ceiling for his ability is sky high, like I said, with how young he is and all that, but he does have to get better and will need to, in the near future. He didn't have much skill passing the ball at South Carolina. Like I said, he didn't really have a talented team with him, so that goes together, but he just didn't show much of that ability, kind of relied on himself to score too much, and that I think hurt his numbers because he couldn't really dish the ball out as much as maybe he would have wanted to with some more talented teammates. His maturity was also a bit of an issue at South Carolina. He had the incident on Instagram Live, talking about him as coach, saying he should be drawn up and plays more and whatever. He wasn't being drawn up and plays, but that just comes with age and not something I would really worry about. I think he's much more talented than he's getting viewed as in this draft, and I think a team is going to get a steal for him. Jumping to a comparison I would give to him, I like Brandon Ingram or Pascal Siakam. With Brandon Ingram, his handles and his pull-up jumper is just literally right there. Brandon Ingram obviously probably has better handles, but the pull-up jumper literally looks just like Brandon Ingram. And then Siakam, the dribbling and the finishing. Siakam is obviously much shiftier, and is a much better passer, but with what we've seen so far in college, G.G. Jackson, I really like the comparison to Siakam with, just kind of the ability to get to the basket with his dribbling and kind of the long arms finishing there and just kind of like a long stretch forward who can play the guard, who can dribble a little bit. And like I said, the Brandon Ingram pull-up jumper, I've really loved that comp for him. So a little bit of comparison to the two of them. And like I said at the beginning, I think that G.G. Jackson has a legit chance to be a star in the NBA. Might sound crazy with what we've saw from him in college, but go back, watch what he did in high school. Look how highly touted he was in high school before entering college a year earlier than he should have. Another big plus that comes with him is he's been a number one option throughout most of his career. So he's going to obviously have to take the step back in the NBA. But that new NBA kind of play style where he has to score more will not be new to him. He's done his whole career and was projected to do that a little bit more in college, but obviously he didn't play that well in college. But his ability to score from all three levels is off the chart. And like I said, he's shown so much talent that the rawness is not as scary as it is for some other guys who are much more of a project than I think G.G. Jackson is. Obviously, Jackson at his age is going to take some time to mature, and it could be a few years before we see him making big plays. Obviously, it could go wrong. It couldn't be a great pick, but drafting him late in the first round, you can't be that worried with missing there. And I don't think a guy like him will be a miss. Like I said earlier, with the weakness, one of his biggest weaknesses is maturity, as there's questions there. But with age, as he gets older, as he's around a lot of strong guys, especially if he's a late first round pick, he'll be drafted around a lot of a little bit older, talented guys, maybe to hopefully a contender where he can kind of give a little bit of a push to a team like the Clippers, like the Celtics, team like that, who, could use a guy like him off the bench. That is it for this video. Really appreciate you guys watching. Like I said at the beginning of the video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about GG Jackson and maybe some other guys in this draft. This is a really deep draft this year and should be exciting to see where some guys fall, what teams do what, and what trades happen, because we know how big the rumors are going right now. Thanks again, and please, like I said at the beginning, like, comment, and subscribe.